Yo, what's good? Hope you are doing well. It is Wednesday. Have the day off today. My work schedule's gone back to being Sundays off and then one other random day of the week. So here we are. And it worked out quite well for me this time because we had to get our replacement couch sofa delivered, which came today. So all good. And secondly, I had to go take a passport photo at the office works in the city because currently I'm in the progress and in process. I'm in the process of applying for my Australian citizenship. So that's one of the main to-dos at the moment, getting together all the paperwork, which I've mostly done. The next steps for me are to do a bit more study and practice for the citizenship test, and then go to the ceremony once everything gets accepted and so forth. That'll be nice to have it all out of the way. Get another passport under the belt and not having to worry about just any future changes to the visa status for New Zealanders living in Australia. Not too sure if I'll be in Australia forever, but it's going to be nice to have that little backup option because thankfully we can have dual citizenship anyway. Thought I'd let you know. Not too sure if it's a process you've been through before yourself, moving to a different country, visas, passports, anything like that. For Kiwis coming to New Zealand, it was pretty straightforward. So we're really fortunate with that relationship between New Zealand and Australia. But it'd be nice to get the passport because I've been here for over 4 years now. Actually, last week, I believe Monday, I've been in Australia for 5 years. Doesn't feel like it. 5 years sounds like quite a big number, to be honest. Half a decade. It's really hard for me to picture 5 years ago here in Melbourne what I was doing. But here we are, and that's what's happened. Pretty cool journey, pretty cool process. If you've thought about moving to a different country, you want to give something a go, get into a new environment outside your comfort zone, try something new, maybe a bigger, hopefully better place, I encourage you to do so because you're going to learn a lot about yourself once you step outside of maybe the hometown or country that you're used to. And you'll discover more about the world around you, the people that are out there, the things that you can do, the things you can achieve, the levels you can aspire to. You've just got to change your environment sometimes. So if you're thinking about coming to Melbourne, maybe come to Melbourne. But if you've got any other country or cities in mind, have a good think about it. And maybe it's time to take the leap. Life is meant to be lived. You don't want to stay too sedentary. You don't want to stay in the same spot for too long. Most people, I think. A lot of people out there, they do want to achieve more, see more, explore more, travel more. But they keep saying, I'll do it next year, I'll do it next year. Then 20 years later, time's gone by and they don't have as much energy as maybe they used to. They don't maybe have as much time, freedom, or resources as they used to. My philosophy is, for better or worse, because it can definitely be a negative at times, is you can always make money back. So if you're in a position, but you want to try something new, but it's going to be a little bit expensive, or you've never really put that money into such a leap before, you can do it. You'll pull it off. You won't die. Obviously, don't be completely silly about it. I'm not telling you to use 110% of your money for a one-way ticket to Antarctica or anything like that. But be calculated, be sensible, but you've got to take risks sometimes, and you'll thank yourself for it. So thankfully that risk has paid off, and now I'm in the process of going through that citizenship application, which would be really nice to have because I'll have my New Zealand passport, my Samoan passport, my Cook Island residency I already have anyway because it's New Zealand passport and then ancestry, whatever. and then Australian. So I'll basically almost have 4 passports, kind of collecting them like Pokemon slowly. And you might as well when you have dual. Some people ask me, why do I need an Australian passport? Well, my response is typically, why not? Because you can have it. I think it's just a nice way to hopefully kind of safety net the future when you're living in a certain country, because they can always change the rules, change the visas, whatever, down the road, and I don't really want that to affect me. And I do plan on spending a bit more time in Australia in the future, more so than I can see myself in New Zealand. So passport citizenship is the way to go. What else has been happening? Still thinking about my steps for next year. Won't announce anything because of course there's no announcements to make yet, but I still want to change things up, whether that's most likely going to be a different country, I think, actually. So we'll have to see how that goes. I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know what thoughts cross my mind. But I've got about a year, I would say, before I start getting things on the road. That's where I'm at the moment. Now, things at the apartment, I would have mentioned recently we had a few issues when we moved into this apartment. Slowly getting rectified, which is good. It's nice to see it slowly coming together after a couple months here. It's starting to feel a bit more like a home, which is a nice feeling, and what we wish we felt 2 months ago. Anyway, how have things been with you? What are you up to? What's been going on? This video, as you could tell, was mainly just me checking in, documenting where I am at the moment, plans for the near future. Started reading, not so much in the morning again, but in the evening. So before I go to bed to hopefully, wind down, I've made like a mini rule where I'm not allowed to use the computer past 12 o'clock, for gaming at least, but most other things as well. So once it hits 12, I've got to kind of force myself to wind down, turn off the computer and read, to kind of settle down the mind, settle down the eyes, and just learn something, kind of relax before bed. Because I notice once I read, you kind of get sleepy anyway. Like I'll be just a few pages in and I start feeling kind of, is drowsy the word? Possibly. But it helps me go to sleep better. I've been finishing off The Psychology of Money because I started that a while ago. I quite enjoyed it, but I didn't get all the way through. So I think I've got about the last quarter or a third left of that book, and I really like the section that I just read through. So maybe once I finish reading that book, I'll share my thoughts or certain key takeaways from it. I'm not too sure if it'll be in a YouTube video or if it'll be in a YouTube short, something like that. But I'll let you know how it goes. Following that, I've been wanting to read fiction again for a little while now. And Jack Hopkins recommended this. So it's called Red Rising. You might be familiar with Jack Hopkins, CEO of Testosterone. Good guy. Been following him for a long time now. And he made a recommendation here for a good fiction book. And I like the cover. Because I know you shouldn't, but I do judge books by the cover. If you're going to make a good book and if you're a good author, you understand the importance of, I imagine, hopefully, marketing and making a cover that's at least aesthetically pleasing or just not horrible to look at. So I quite like it. Makes me wonder what it's about. Red Rising, and then you see that on the cover, makes you think of a phoenix rising from the ashes. So I'm keen to read that. Haven't read fiction in a very long time, but I used to read a lot back in primary and intermediate. There we are. hope you have a nice night. Hope you have a good week. Take care of yourself. Stay committed to whatever it is you're working towards. And I'll see you soon. Peace out. Much love.